Hi, my name is Dave Miller, and I'm the owner of InStyle Spa Salon here in Bradenton, Florida. And I just wanted to introduce Ron here. Ron came up, and he's an educator with the American Crew product line. And he came into our salon, did an educational class this morning, because we feel education is a real key to a successful business and to be able to satisfy our clients' needs better. So, Ron, I'd like to ask just a couple questions. Why do men need to use or want to use products in their hair?
Men need to use products nowadays because trends have changed as well. You have seen from way back in time when barbershops were thriving to where we are right now, men's grooming goes from head to toe. Men come in nowadays and they stop and they look in the mirror and they have to groom themselves. Men come in and get their haircuts every 2 to 3 weeks. Men want to have standing appointment. Men's hair is part of their fashion nowadays. Having those products and help to support those things are our specialty need as well. Especially in Florida, we have a lot of humidity, a lot of factors to deal with, storms that roll through here, climate changes that happen real quick. Gel just doesn't do it anymore. So now having different products help support different things such as a boost cream or something that has some anti-gravity to it to give it some volume to it makes a big difference. And we're taking things to another level now. We're layering products nowadays rather than taking 2 products together and mixing them up so that we can have something that helps enhance something or control something in their hair.
Ron, one last question. Obviously, you're here to do an educational class for us, and you do classes in salons all over the country. What do you see as the real value of continuing education in a salon like this?
Continuing education is huge. Continuing education is important because when you have the changes in men's hairstyle, whether it's when you see trends start, they usually come from East Coast and they move over to New York, they come down to Miami, and then they spread all throughout. And you start seeing these things happen. American Crew always starts with something with the next level. We always start something and you start seeing it happen a year later. It's amazing how things happen. Sometimes you look at things and you're like, I can't imagine that ever coming out. And all of a sudden you start seeing people wearing it. Being able to address those needs when those people come into the salon is what makes a big difference, because we live in Florida. Florida is a huge mecca for tourism, whether it be overseas, whether it be from all over the country. People come down here and they will ask for different types of styles. Continuing education is important. Whether the names change on haircuts, it happens, but being able to have the techniques and be able to utilize them in the ways to perform to the needs of the male customers is what it's all about. So with all our haircuts, what we do is a 5-step haircutting system. So one of the first steps that we always do is we create what you call a horseshoe-shaped parting. A horseshoe-shaped parting separates the bottom half of the head from the top half. Work my way up to the top of this section here. I'm going to start on a low speed. I'm holding my comb in C shape, and I'm finding the hair that I want to cut. This is called my design panel. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting all the way to the top of this section. The reason why I start here is because with this being my design panel, I can say to David, is this short enough for you? If he says no, I can always take it down shorter. I'm not having to go revisit this after I cut the head of hair and get aggravated for wasting his time. Tie it in to where I previously had cut with a clipper. So I'm going to find where that is, and I have a guide underneath here. See my guide? Okay, and we're going to tie that in, but I'm going to use my razor because I want to slide cut this. I want to direct this hair back. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting back. It's not always this way, this way, this way, this way. Sometimes you have to go downwards because the hair direction grows in so many funny different ways.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
I know, and that's the funny thing. Yesterday, I was working at my other job. It's so funny how the weather.
What it's all about.
Thank you. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate it. As you can tell by my blonde hair, obviously I've had a few haircuts in my lifetime. And Ron just completed my hair a few minutes ago. He did a little bit different technique than I've seen, and it just came out very, very controllable and unbelievable. So, again, Ron, I just want to thank you for the information on the products and the techniques and everything you brought to us here today. Thank you.
You're welcome.